is Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy.
Yeah. How closely are you following everything?
Well, I didn't hear nothing today. I mean, I saw a little something that would look on somebody's like YouTube channel, and it'll just look kind of AI fake. But yeah, I get Cassie's involved obviously, and then now we got Kid Cudi involved. Then they're saying like Will Smith and Kendrick, and basically it's kind of stupid because like every celebrity who goes to his parties is a suspect to thinking that they're also going to do the freak off thing. It's
Mm.
like that's not. If Diddy has a party, I'm going to the party.
Right.
He's white. He's like, we're all white or whatever. It's a theme, and all his parties are supposedly like events. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean
Yeah.
like all those people are gonna join the sexual orgy.
Right.
I
Like there,
mean,
yeah, there was a period of time. I mean, everybody wanted to go to a Diddy party,
yeah,
you
like in the
know?
Hamptons and like the all white parties, and he
Hmm.
said it had like girls on swings and stuff, and mermaids, and big old punch bowls. You know what I'm saying? It's like who wouldn't want to
Yeah.
go to that? Now they're trying to put every Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Anybody like they keep showing pictures of the nights out and stuff like that. All celebrities there. It's just like you know
I mean, yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, but I mean that everybody just wants to know, I think, like they want to know what's real or they want to just know more, kind of like the Epstein list, you know.
It's
They
kind of like
want they
if Diddy's doing gay shit, who cares? If him and McMill and are doing suspect stuff, who cares? Like you're all grown people. It's the it's the trafficking that kind of kills me because it's like they can't really pin anything on them. So they're like, oh, there's trafficking because they're hiring pros from all over to come, and that's sex trafficking. Like,
Right. Yeah. Like, I mean, the actual definition of like sex trafficking seems very basic of like, everybody who had that season where they're like, oh, I'm gonna get flued out, you know?
that's true, huh?
Yeah, like there was a whole, like everybody sounds like they are doing what Diddy was doing, but I think his thing is, it's a little bit more risque, and some of the people they're saying it wasn't consensual. So I guess that's what makes
Yeah,
it
if that's it, then yeah.
technically sex trafficking, you know?
Yeah, if that's well, how is it sex trafficking though I if I buy a ticket for you and you come down voluntarily and then I pay you to have sex. I mean, that's the other point that's probably suspect, right?
Yeah,
Because that's prostitution. But that's not trafficking if you voluntarily, like, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah. Or if they get there and he's like forced a whole nother situation that maybe they weren't prepared for. But I don't know. It just sounds like he was in that world because, like, even that a couple of the guys that were the male escorts on that list were on. I'd recognized a couple of them from that show, Gigolos from Showtime.
Mhm.
So, I mean, male escort sex workers. I mean, is that illegal? It's not illegal, right? Or is it?
I mean, anything
Oh,
that
in some states, right?
if if you're selling sex, then and it's illegal in the state, then yeah, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I think Gigolos was like from Vegas, or I think Vegas might have lenient state laws. I'm
Because
not totally
because
sure.
gigolos get lonely too.
Yeah, so he liked them. He liked that whole situation. But I think what kind of gets me about Diddy, Chris Brown, and like a lot of the men that are like him, it's just, it sounds like it's a part of the culture. It's a part of the music industry. Like a lot of those powerful men, like for some reason, he's being made the example. But I think this is pretty, I mean, people are very sexual. People are very
I
sexually
think
oriented. And all the rumors about, oh, Hollywood and, all the Pizzagate and all that trafficking and stuff like that. It sounds like it's pretty widespread.
I mean it's not a I mean it's pretty well known that about the casting couch about the pedophiles being in the industry, about them being managers, agents, and in shows. There's a lot of actors who've been exposed, and now they can't. They're being blackballed. Is it blackballed or exhumed or exempt from any work in Hollywood? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a real thing. I mean, there's documentaries out on Hulu.
And all these people are connected. Like, I was kind of joking when you were
There's like a
talking.
pedophile ring.
Yeah, like you were saying, Chris Brown was hanging out with somebody, but I was watching some documentary and Chris Brown was on a yacht with Diddy, and a bunch of other like women. And it's kind of like, birds of a feather flock together. And I think a lot of these guys that are, you know, at the A-listers, they're doing a lot of that wild stuff. Like that's what people do.
Yeah, because
People
it's
are out
fun.
here having sex. Yeah.
Yeah,
People are out here just having crazy amounts of sex.
you got
And
money, you got crystal, you got all the drinks you want. You fly. Everybody's healthy. You have your pick of the litter of chicks or dudes.
and okay, but the whole thing too for me is like, okay, so it's not just alcohol, it's all kinds of drugs.
Sure,
But
yeah.
why do these men have to drug women when they could essentially get any woman that they want?
I don't, they don't have to. It just enhances the sex on both sides for women too.
But no, like some of those drugs where, people get roofied or like what
Right.
Cosby was doing. Like that's not just
That's
drugs.
another thing though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
if you're doing it, that's wrong, obviously.
and like a lot of, people in songs are talking about taking advantage of women, like, like I don't know, I was just kind of wondering, it's like if you're this
Who's
powerful,
doing that?
Rick Ross, like he has a song, I
Oh,
put,
that's okay. I remember that.
you know what I'm saying? And then there's like other examples I can't think of right now, but I mean, even just hip hop in itself is very misogynist,
Yeah,
you know?
that's how they're living. It's not right, but it's like hardcore music, so they're gonna put hardcore stuff in the music
Right.
because that's gangster. Like MC Ren had a he had a line in one of his songs that was kind of risque. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of rappers
Or living that
do
life.
that. Yeah, they do that. Or
Yeah.
or it might be shit talking. It might just be
Yeah.
shit talking.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. I think maybe guys are doing it because they don't, it's easier. Maybe it's easier for them and they don't have to like, you know, establish any type of relationship or, chit chat with the girl. They could just have sex, or do whatever they please without the girl being aware of, all the freaky stuff they want to do or whatever. I don't know. I
Or
just don't
or
understand. Like it just doesn't make sense to me to like
makes sense to me.
but
No, no, no. How do you? But
to drug somebody before
sure,
you have sex with them.
if that's what's going on, if that's
Well,
that's never cool.
yeah, but that's like one of the things that's coming out about Diddy. It's like, yeah, he had a lot of drugs, he had a lot of alcohol, but he was also like drugging women. Like there's a lot of women that are coming out that are saying, not just with him, but are saying that they don't remember, a situation. And I guess he's known for drugging people. And with the whole Cosby situation and just you hear about it, watch your drink,
Yeah,
like everybody, it's just like a thing that people do. And it's just it is predatory.
yeah.
It
If
is
he's doing that, then that's not cool. But I also know of parties that women can't wait to do cocaine,
right, yeah, that part.
G, all that stuff. And yeah, if you're drinking or on drugs, you probably won't remember what you did last night. But nobody forced you to do it. You knew you were going to come here. You knew you were going to stay after hours. You knew cocaine was on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's forcing you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Get a little freaky. after 2, 3 a.m. and then it's on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it's voluntary? Yeah, but if it's not, then
Yeah, like
then
that's the
he's
next level. That's why
that's
it's
creep shit. That's creep shit.
yeah, and that's what's happening. Like I mean, it sounds like not
Allegedly.
all yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, the trial's happening, so
I mean, if
they
they
don't
got
all come
evidence, I
out.
mean, I mean, you can't believe all women. That's what I'm saying.
True, true. You can't believe all women, but there's also a pattern with a lot of these men and a lot of these
And if you could
situations.
prove it, it's not cool. Like if you like the Cosby joint, like that's uh that's messed up. And I've heard them talk about it on
Right.
comedy albums too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can prove it, then yeah, then no bueno. But let's not exempt women from having a good time too. Like women want to
Yeah,
have.
but if you get drugged and you didn't know that you were drugged and then you had sex with this person, you're
Yeah, that's a problem.
like you don't know if that person raped you or if you were consensual, because you don't know because you were drugged. So I think a lot of women don't come out and get tests or, get proof of the situation because they're trying to figure out what happened. Like, did I, because rape is a heavy allegation and you don't want to just, you know, accuse somebody of rape if you don't really know what happened. So I think that's why also men might drug women as well, you know? Like I was thinking about that. Like, dang, I was like, that's a great point. Because I was watching I don't know, some
How do you not know if
documentary.
you had sex?
Well, you had sex, but you don't know why you don't remember. You know what I mean? Like, because you were drugged. So some of the women have been drugged, so they don't know and they don't want to be like, oh, well, he raped me, but they don't remember how it went down. So I think that's why, you know, men might do that too, as well. Or that's why a lot of women don't come out about it because or there's no proof or there's no test or they don't go to the police right away because they're trying to figure out in their head, "Oh, did I consent to this?
I mean,
Did
if
I
you
just
had
have too
one
much
drink,
drinks?" You know
yeah,
what I
if you
mean?
had one drink and then you fall out after that, then something's wrong.
Yeah. But you just don't know. And you don't want to be like, if you don't know, like if you have no memory of something, you're not going to run out and be like, unless you're sure of yourself. But we're also dealing with a lot of young women because that's the other factor in a lot of these situations is these older men are messing with young women. Like Cassie, she was 19 and Diddy, I think was 37 or 39. Like that's crazy.
Girls like older women. I mean, girls like older men.
Yeah, but not most women. Not most women. But guys definitely like younger women. Absolutely. Like that's just a known fact. Like even
I mean,
men,
we can't get in unless they let us in. So it's not
right,
like we're
but
forcing them to like us. I mean, like them.
right, but men choose. Like it's just a known thing that men want younger women. Like I mean, they say women who are over, like women, they start making women feel like they're old after 25 and it's like
I don't think it. Well, I'm not saying that's everybody, but I don't think that's most men. I think men just like fine shit. If she pretty, she pretty.
yeah, but there was a phase where a
From
lot of
city to city.
yeah. That's already too much. Like men, y'all gotta settle down, stay in one town. Oh, for real.
Why?
Why? Because it's trouble. Like you're gonna get yourself in trouble. And if you're rich and you have a gang of money and you have a gang of drugs and power, like it just seems like a lot of men have a downfall at some point.
A gang of money just means I could afford a gang of lawyers.
Right, but that doesn't
And then
mean
if you lie on me, I could just counter sue, and then you're in trouble because you can't afford a lawyer or the amount if you lose.
Right. But a lot of these women, they're not lying. There's, I mean, I think it could definitely be, I don't know. There are people, women out here, men out here who are suing people for money, because it's an
which is messed
opportunity.
up.
Like that Tony Busby guy who tried to, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Jay-Z. But how he had to drop that case because he tried to say that him and Diddy allegedly raped like some 13-year-old girl, but the story just wasn't checking out.
Crazy.
And Jay-Z, he came straight out and was just, talking about it all. And it was like, nah, like this did not happen. But how many times have we heard men come out and be like, I didn't do it, I didn't do nothing, and then a video drops, of them
I haven't.
doing the act. So,
How many times have we seen that?
I mean, or they get arrested or whatever. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, just in this example, like Diddy, he said he came out, did a whole interview or a whole statement online about the Cassie apologizing to Cassie thing because that video came out where he was beating her in the hallway at the hotel. So it's
I heard they
like,
were both high.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm sure she made some terrible decisions. But when we're young, when you're a young girl and you're trying to make it and you want to be in that industry, like not just her, like it sounds like that's the other problem in this industry is that people want to make it so bad that they lose like their better judgment for whatever reason. Like it just shows that there's so many people out here that are opportunistic or who will do a little something strange for a piece of change, So
Yeah,
that's
look at all the YouTubers now who are getting in trouble because they go to other countries and act the damn fool. In other countries, Japan ain't having it. You know what I'm saying? So
like doing prank stuff or something, or just trying to
yeah,
get
doing
reactions or yeah, like that it's a drug, like attention or whatever
fame.
this stuff
Fame is the
it
drug.
yeah, like and people really are out here just doing whatever for it. So
Look at your
she
TikTok. TikTok, and they're dancing in the middle of Walmart and malls and anything, any place that's busy. They'll do it in the middle of the street in 6 o'clock traffic just to do a dance and get views. But it's dumb.
yeah, that 15 minutes, people had their 15 minutes of fame, but now with like social media, I feel like it could last and extend longer if you have the right viral video or whatever. So it's like
Yeah, look at Tua.
yeah, yeah, and just so many other examples, like internet sensations, like they have labels for all this stuff now, And even when we were younger, well, I guess this is kind of different. But I was gonna say how Michael Jackson, people would just cry and go hysterical over Michael. It's just that power, that fame, and everybody wants that influence. I think people want power. There's a lot of people who want power, so that's why they do go the entertainment route, you know?
I mean, it's a cool feeling to walk around and people know who you are and you don't know them and you have like fans and stuff. I mean, it's a good feeling, but it's not worth the the dignity of losing yourself.
Yeah. Like if you're not grounded, like you have to be grounded to be in this industry because there's so much that's happening like nonstop. It's the fast life. The fast life. There's nothing like now that I look back on it all, like I've always, I don't know, like I wanted that life, but now that I'm older, like I don't want that life. Like it's not fulfilling. It's fun. It's fun when you're young, I guess, and you don't really have an idea of what life is all about, and you're trying to fulfill your dreams, but it's really there's really it's not fulfilling. And you see all these like unsung heroes and like a lot of the people that made it to the tippy top, their story didn't end very well. So you kind of have to ask yourself like why would I want to be a part of an industry when the outcome or the ending for so many famous people ends like with jail, ends with overdose, like it's just not, I don't know, it's not what it's set out to be or what people think it is. And I just wish more kids understood that before they like throw their whole life away to achieve it. Because you'll be 19 going on 45 still trying to make it happen, and it's not fulfilling. Like I'll just say that, like I know that now. But then there's a lot of people who do make it, that are making a living from it, and they have their circle around them, they have their support group, and they're sustaining, and they kind of give what they want to give to the world when they want to give it, like I would say like a Erica Badu. I think she's extremely successful. Whenever she wants to go on tour, she'll say, "Hey, I'm going on tour. Let me get some of this money, or let me put this product out." But she kind of picks
Well, let
and
me sell
chooses.
$110 hoodies.
Yeah, or pussy candles, pussy scented candles, or whatever, and people are gonna buy it. Like she still has that like mega star, superstar quality to her, like that exclusiveness. Because like I think a lot of people nowadays, or the younger generation, they're so like Instagram, like want to just be online all the time. But you have to have some kind of exclusivity, like a Sade, Like that to me was like the the real star power. Like not having some privacy about yourself. But I don't know. I kind of just went off for a second.
Yeah, I think the only thing we know about Sade's personal life is her daughter is now a dude, and Sade had an incident in Jamaica where she couldn't go back to Jamaica for a while. She had like a traffic uh accident, and she had a court date and never went to the court date. So, and then
But
that's about it.
yeah, but she's super low. Yeah, like she's super low key. And people you give as much as you want. And I think that kind of life in the music industry is cool. Like you could maintain. But I just think the fast life, always in the limelight, always at the top, always wanting to be, the most popular or I mean, look at Drake. Like Drake was at the top, tip top. And now he's kind of, I mean, he's still up there, but he's kind of, I would say his star power is kind of dwindling. And I don't know if that's because he lost direction or he just finally got exposed for who he really is, in the industry. But
Or because of the rap battle he lost.
yeah, but I mean, people lose every day. Like a rap battle is not that big of a deal, but it went
But
deeper.
this one was pretty bad.
Yeah, this like went to it addressed.
This isn't Ether
Yeah, it addressed
like
his
Nas.
character and his whole being. Like I mean, Kendrick addressed kind of what we're talking about, or kind of what I'm talking about. How he's not real. Like he's just not for the culture. He's just out here still a young boy and he's almost 40 as well. So I don't know. Like I think a lot of people don't mature and don't grow up when they're in the spotlight. There's not a lot of time to like self-reflect because you have a lot of like yes men around you, not really telling you about yourself. So if you're not grounded in the industry, it's not a safe place.
Plus, you're always in the studio, or you're always on an interview, or you're always like going out somewhere to be seen. So you still are valid, and you got to do
Yeah.
interviews, like I said, and it's
Yeah.
just now you have YouTube. YouTubers, so now you had to do those YouTube channels. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my mom back in the day, she would always, because a lot of the things that I would do, I would be in a lot of situations with men. And she would, oh, I remember I was thinking about this today. She would always tell me, do not be by yourself at the studio with men or, when there's a bunch of guys. And I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. They're not gonna, those are my homeboys, they're not gonna do anything to me. But after like watching some of these documentaries and about Diddy and Chris Brown and just listening to everything that's happening with the Me Too movement, it's like it's just not safe. It really isn't safe and not too smart for a young woman to be around just men, And I need to let my niece know that like just don't put yourself in that situation,
I
because
don't know, that kind of
you
makes us look bad because when I was in the studio heavy, like we always have girls there and it'd be nobody's stunting them. Like we're trying to make music. So that kind of makes me feel bad. Like I get it, but damn, yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, like but it's the reality, if you stay there too late, well, after 2 a.m., 3 a.m., there's no reason for you to be out as a woman by yourself. If you are in these situations, at least be with a couple homegirls, don't separate because you just don't know. Like
I
you
just know
don't,
my company don't do that. Like if I know like if I had a homeboy who was just like a sexual deviant and he went to go fuck with one of them the girls who was in the studio, it'll be like five of us on them, kicking them
yeah.
out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
I mean, you have a good group of friends, but not all these men are solid. And women, I'm saying women as well, but a lot of these situations, I mean, men are mostly predators and they're just stronger and can overpower women and are very has a strong sexual appetite. But
that's true. That's just. I remember one time when I was going out heavy, and it was like six of us, and we took this chick home, and she was just like nightclub dressed, and we took her home for some reason. I think she knew one of the dudes, and we're sitting in her crib. She lived by herself or with a roommate, but the roommate was asleep or something. And we're all sitting in her living room, and it's her. She's like tipsy. We're all like, I'm fine, and maybe some guys, but I'm just thinking like, damn, there's like six of us here with this girl. She's very attractive, and nobody's trying to like, nobody's stunting her because we just because we respect her. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking to her, hopefully, trying to get her sober so she can go to sleep and stuff like that. Because I guess she didn't have a ride, so we took her to a crib. And I was thinking, man, like my boys are pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's stunting her. We're just trying to keep her safe and stuff. And when I hear stuff like that, I just kind of makes me mad
yeah, no, it's
because it's not that serious, man. It's not.
I
And plus,
know
it's like rape, SA or sexual assault is just so. I mean, it's. I can't imagine like trying to hold somebody down so I can fuck them. That's like, what's the point? That's not fun. And I'm not getting any reciprocation. Like, what? Where's the power in that? It's like so.
it's
I'm not
twisted.
having no fun. I'm
Yeah.
trying to like do something like
But
consensual.
right, like you want some kind of reciprocity,
Yeah, like how's that?
but there's men out here who
I
just want to
know,
take it. They just want to take
obviously,
it. Like
yeah,
it's fun for them to just take it, I guess.
that's demon. That's demon shit, dude. That's like that's demon shit. That's evil.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
And I know a lot of women have been in a situation where a guy has tried,
Yeah,
and and it's like you either, you made it, you got away or you didn't. So it happens, like it happens. And
yeah.
it's scary.
I have two friends who were assaulted, and the dude got away with it, and that just made me so angry. even thinking about it to right now, and that happened like years ago. And it's just like it's just I hate it. Like there should be like more punishment, like castration punishments or something.
Mm.
If you're accused and you're found, like that should be pedos, rapists, all that. It's just
But I think you got to kind of question why there isn't legislation like that. And is it
because of
because,
ethics.
or no, or is it because a lot of men are like that and they don't want to,
I don't think a lot of men are like that.
I don't know. I hope not. I hope it's not the
I think it's
majority
50. I think it's 50-50.
of the guys. That's scary. One out of two. One out of two
Now,
men.
I will say too, I will say this though, a lot of women like it rough. And it's not confusing because obviously you wait for them to say something or you do something and you gotta test the waters first. But a lot of women, y'all kinky, y'all freaky, y'all
Hmm.
freaky deaky.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you would know, like, you would know,
It's
like,
insane. It's
yeah,
insane out in the streets.
you would know when it's okay. I think that would come in your conversation, or I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Or when you're just in the middle and she says choke me, and you're like, what? Or you
Right.
say less. You know what I'm saying? Like
See, okay, so for me, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I've never been that person. Like, why would you want, I don't want to be choked. Like,
because it's a whole it's like taking ecstasy and having sex. Like a whole other feeling.
like you just stop breathing and that like turns you
You're
on.
not but you're not choking them. You're just like you're like almost pass out, but not
Oh
pass
my
out.
God, that's choking.
Yeah.
So it's choking, you know what I
I'm
mean? That's
telling
what
you,
I'm
these girls are
saying.
crazy.
Right. Like there's women out there that's like that. And that's why I think those kind of women should be with those kind of men that are like aggressive like that. That could be a happily married couple.
I'm
Or
gonna
not even
say
married,
I'm
but
saying 90% of the women I've been with wanted to didn't mind or wanted to be asphyxiated or whatever.
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, hey, see, I know it's out here.
It be the ones that you don't even think about too. You just be going and they put your hand on their neck. I was like, okay, it's about to go down.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of kink. And just multiply that by having millions and billions of dollars and having access to everything.
Yeah, I see
So,
what you did there, and
it-
that was smooth. But yeah,
oh,
I
you
agree.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? No, no, I was just it just popped in my head like that. It's like, dang, like so that I mean, Diddy had it all laid out. Like he had
But
his
when you're
assistants helping him do all of this.
oh, he was doing the Weinstein wine Einstein whatever.
Yeah. And I'm like, if Diddy's convicted or of whatever, I feel like his assistants and all the people that were like helping him set up the Wild King Nights, because he didn't, I guess that's what they were called as well, Wild King Nights. And they were helping him. They were delivering his drugs to the parties and bringing in the baby oil and the lube and, all that stuff.
But if you a woman or a man, hetero or bi or gay, and you're going to a Diddy party and you know for a fact that the freak off is going to happen, you know what comes along with that. So you're just as guilty because you went to that because you know it's like when you go to the power exchange, like the sex
The
orgy.
sex club.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, what are you gonna? And you know, sure you have a you can not participate. That's on you, obviously. But when
And
somebody
just
comes up to
watch.
you, yeah, you can just watch. When somebody comes up to you and offers, like you're not going to be surprised because you know what it is.
Right.
You know what you paid for. You know what's going to happen here. Like you're not going to be like, oh, what are you doing? What are you asking? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the
Yeah.
environment.
Right. But even in that environment, you have to still like consent and
Yeah, that's what
ask
I'm
it,
saying. Like,
So it's like if they, I mean, if somebody was at Diddy's party and at the last minute they're there and they got freaked out and they didn't want to do it anymore, then they should, like, they were barricading doors allegedly,
allegedly.
you know, and wouldn't let people out. So it was like once you were in the room, it's just like a free for all. Like it's like you 2 feet deep in baby oil type stuff. Like
That
it's
sounds like fun to me.
I don't know. I'm thinking germs. I'm a germaphobe, so I'm just like,
I'm thinking like slick and oily and slipping and sliding. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that would be awesome with like, I don't know. I'm just not into that. I'm not into that.
Just like
Maybe
picture like being in your Speedo and you're like glistening. You got baby oil all over your whole body. You know what I'm saying? You just like slick and bodies rubbing together. Just, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like a good time. And then
right.
you want like cocaine or, you know what I'm saying? You
So
like
yeah, you're like
smoking
heightened.
weed,
Yeah, you're at the highest of the
drinking.
heights, the highest of the high. Like,
Yeah, you like this, like you ready, you know what I'm saying? You like stiff as a board.
and I mean, he's almost 50 years old. I'm like, how are
Who's
you
almost
even
50 years old?
Diddy? He's past 50,
Yeah, he's 50, past 50.
you know? So it's like, I don't know, like, I don't know.
I
You
don't
got
know about the
stamina.
I don't know about the thing though where you watch your girl get F by other dudes though. Like that's another level.
But isn't
That's
that
that's
cuck?
beyond me.
Isn't that what they call cuck or whatever?
Yes, I ain't
So I
that's
mean, there's
weird.
people, that's what I'm saying. People be into some weird
But
stuff.
look, you know what
It's
that is? It's
sexual
like
perversion, a lot of
that's like
sexual perversions.
that's like live porn. And then he's like, I got enough money to do live porn. It just
Yeah.
happens to be my
Well,
girlfriend's the main star.
okay, well, let's think about this. Diddy is a visionary. So maybe it's some kind of, like, you know what I mean? Like he's a visionary.
Yeah,
So maybe it's he sees it differently and feels it at a like higher level. Like, but if I was in that situation, wouldn't I want to be a part of it? Like, how is that getting you off? To watch, for one, to
because
watch.
it's like porn. Like, why do we watch porn? We watch porn because we
Yeah,
get
but
off it.
with
Like
your
it's like a
girl
fantasy.
though, with your
That's
girl,
another. That's another level. I don't know
exactly.
nothing
Like
about that.
that's
That's a
different.
whole nother level. I can't. But hey, there's swingers out there. I don't get that either.
Mm.
Trading wives and husbands. I ain't. That's weird to me too. That's another level. I ain't there yet. Hopefully, I never get there. But that's a whole nother thing. I've done research like why they do it,
Well, maybe they get
boredom, like
bored. Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
maybe they get
but
bored.
being with somebody for like 20, 30 years, you just kind of you still have love for your partner, but you want to have
I'm
them.
still freaky.
Yeah, you want to
It's
try
like I
different
like to
dicks and
build.
pussy.
Yeah, it's like I like to build and be with that one person, but I also want to share more with that one person. I guess that could be something that they're into. You know
That's
what I mean?
put it nice. That's very putting it very nicely, Stacey. That's yes.
Yeah, because if you, I mean, if you listen to people that are in that lifestyle, they're very like very communicative and very open about what they want and what they want to do, like the whole poly and you know all that stuff. So
What do you think about Neo having what's he got 4 wives now?
wow,
Wives.
yeah,
Because you can't have more than one wife. That's illegal. Right in America, right?
right in
Not in
America.
some states, just in America.
Yeah, probably Utah, I think is probably okay. I
Oh
think you
shit.
could, yeah, well, you know, Mormons, I think they can have multiple wives in that state.
Oh,
But I mean, hey, I'm all about civility. It's a free country. People could do what they want, but
yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah.
you know, but it's like we don't need to see that, you know?
I mean, what
Like
are we supposed to hide him when he's going on tour and they're on
I
tour with
mean,
him? Like,
okay, say you're with your 4 women and you guys are out at a high school basketball game. Are you guys all like cuddling up on each other? Like, is there a lot of PDA? Like, I'm just kind of at a point where I feel like sexuality should be behind closed doors. Whether you're heterosexual, homosexual,
but
poly,
PDA's been here forever. Why?
No,
I do.
but even when you see heterosexual couples out at a restaurant, hell like tonguing it down or
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean?
There's a limit.
Yeah, like that's too much.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
too
just think
much.
I just so like are they just there together? That's
That's
fine.
like immature when they do that. Because they're doing that deliberately, obviously, to like I don't know, to get a rise out of somebody else, and also to have like maybe it's a kink to do, like having sex in public
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
thing.
but then there's people that go to the nudist colonies that are like just wanting to be free and they don't look at, that it's like body positivity stuff and they don't really, there's no shame in the human body. So there's like people on that level too who don't look at bodies, in a sexual way. So
I wonder,
it's just a lot of different types of stuff out
I
here.
wonder if you
People.
go to the nude beach or a nude colony, a nudist colony, and everybody's like, demure and mature, right?
Yeah.
But what if you're
It's
like a
like
dude?
balls hanging.
Yeah, what if you're a dude and then you see someone walk by, you just get hard? Is that rude? Will they
Yeah.
kick me out?
Right. I don't know
You
the
know what I mean?
rules. I don't know the
If
rules.
everybody's limpy dimpy, that's cool. That's fine. We're all free balling. But then if I see something or I'm thinking about something and I'm just walking around and I get a stiff board, should I put it between my legs? Do I stop
You
walking
might
until
be
it
kicked
goes
out.
down?
They might ask you, sir, can you put on your shorts? Or I don't know. I'm not totally sure how
I'll
that
put my
works.
hands up like this and just wait
Right.
for it to go down. Just make
Okay.
to let people know I'm not a perv and I'm not trying to masturbate in
Right.
public.
Right. Like I wonder. I don't know. I've never have
I
I
want to just
been?
like,
I was like,
yeah,
have I been? No, I don't. I've never
there has to be
been.
a boner rule, something. Like there has to be
Yeah.
like a board, something.
Like, or maybe
Like
it's
what is it?
accepted, or, is it accepted or is it like out of line? Like, that's why I think people who are maybe in that lifestyle, maybe they're not as turned on like that. Like they're more mature about their
That's why there's more like old
sexuality.
people like in their 50s and 60s who do it. Because it's like I've had sex like 5,000 times. Like I've been in all kinds of pussy. If I have all kinds of dicks, like now I can just be in a nudist colony and nothing phases me anymore. I can walk around and not get hard, or she can go walk around and not get wet. You know what I'm saying? And want to touch themselves when they see something they're attracted to. It's like maturity.
Right. Exactly.
But you have to. That's a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's a whole nother world. So, like, that's all I'm saying. It's a lot of stuff out here. It's a lot of stuff out here. And that's why with the Diddy stuff that's coming out, I'm just like, I mean, it's people, it sounds
People
like,
participating.
yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of orgies in that industry, in that life.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why do they have sex workers? Like, it's
Why do you have
happening.
porn? Why do you have porn stars? Why do you have independent porn companies now? Like, why do you have OnlyFans? Why do you have Twitch doing that stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because our society is very sexually focused. Like everything revolves around sex in some way or form. It's like getting
Sex
it.
sales.
Yeah. Or you know what I mean? Like when people, I mean, they have hookup sites. They have apps just to hook up with people?
They
So,
do?
yes. Like you would like
Not Tinder.
Tinder or Grinder. Yes, you can. You could
I mean,
put,
it can be, but it's not supposed to be. Yeah, you
well,
can because you're grown, so you
yeah.
can do what you want. But it's supposed to be for relationships. But yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, there's people that use that just to link up. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
people, there's rules for how things should work, but people always breaking the rules or going around wiggling, finessing, doing whatever they want. So,
Hey, as long as you consent and we're grown, it's time to bone. That's
yeah.
all.
But maybe people should try to read. Or maybe people should
What you
try
read? What?
to
What you read?
exercise or, maybe
Why
drink
can't I? Why can't
tea.
we do that? All that and then get some booty? What you talking about?
But why does that have to be the number one thing?
It's
You
not
know
the
what I
number one thing. What if number
mean?
one thing is working the number two thing is going to the gym, and then the number three thing is booty.
Why does that have to even? Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I'm just saying it's in the top three of people's priorities.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Hmm. I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but
It's part of life. It's like walking and jogging. It's
yeah.
exercise.
But I just personally couldn't have casual sex with somebody I don't have like a commitment to at this point in life. Like I've been celibate for so long, you know?
Well,
So
that's good for you. You know, you on another level.
yeah, it's a different world over here. And
Yeah. All
so
right,
I
three
don't
summers.
I know. Oh, it's that's funny. So I don't know. So I'm just saying, like, maybe I feel this way because I am celibate and I'm not so sexually focused. So it's easier for me to see a lot of how a lot of people's downfalls are due to sex or sexual perversions. You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Like Diddy just ruined his whole entire life because of his kinks. And for me, that's just kind of like, wow, you know? Wow. And especially being a person of faith, like, fornication is a sin. And like I really truly believe like all sin leads to death. Like that's actually a scripture. But not even death, just like a spiritual death or a consequence, something that ends badly. So I don't know.
But look at all the if the freak offs were positively enjoyable. Look at all the memories he created for other people and himself.
Right. And and I'm not knocking it because when I was younger, I was that way, but like
Mm-hmm.
I matured, you know?
Sure,
Like
but
like
you're
at some
not Diddy.
point, yeah.
And with millions of
No,
dollars in a fetish for baby oil.
right. But he's another guy who started off in the music industry like as a teenager, you know? So
Sure.
I just think the industry, if you're not grounded or if you rise to fame too fast and for too long, you are going to end up in not a very great place.
I mean, sometimes your access as a celebrity just kind of, puts you on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? And you just get caught up in that. And then you get caught up in the I can do whatever I want stage and I can get away with this or that. And I have access to this and this person and that, you know what I'm saying? So
And
there's how can you not be arrogant and big headed and feel like you're on top of the world, you know?
yeah, I mean, there's nothing that keeps you grounded, so you're gonna just keep floating up and you're gonna float into different, like they say it's good to stay on the straight and narrow path because it's a lot when you veer, there's a lot of different ways that you can go. And so as soon as you
It's like the Russell Simmons. Do you believe Russell Simmons did all that?
I mean, he's in Bali for how long now?
For us.
Like really? You just
But
left
he's
it
still making friends and stuff. Like I see him, I follow him on IG, and there's like other people, you know what I'm saying, still fucking with him and stuff. So
out there?
yeah,
Well, yeah, because I mean, they probably don't know everything that he might have been
oh, that's
involved in,
true.
you know?
I think when you're young and you're in that industry or whatever, I've been a victim of that too. You just kind of think you can do whatever you want,
And
and
he was in the model, like you hear so many stories of what like models, young models have gone through with rich, wealthy men. So, and he had what Kimora Lee at a very young age, and he was just about that life. Like, I don't know. I don't
I saw
know.
that documentary too. It just kind of it breaks my heart because he's like one of my idols. And then again, like I understand like as a young man like doing that, but it's still not right.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know exactly. It's like that's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff that these guys did and women, when you're younger and you're not, a lot of those mistakes can come to haunt you later. All the seeds that you plant, like it's gonna haunt you later. Like you can't outrun karma, you can't outrun universal law, you can't outrun sow and reap. Like every faith, every morality has some sort of cause and effect, or what you sow you reap, like karma. Like it just, like every faith and belief has that theory you know so I don't know, so it's like it's scary. I mean, it's not scary, but it's just, if you don't change your life, if you don't change your ways, it's gonna catch up to you. Like the other saying, what's done in the dark always comes to light. If you don't change your ways, if you don't change your ways, aka repent. But
what if you're just evil? You can still repent after all the evil.
yeah, well, repenting is just changing your ways.
Well, but the karma, when does the karma come in?
I mean, sometimes I feel like,
When does
well,
the
it could
karma
be
chameleon come in?
grace. Like, for the way I understand it is, God gives us grace to get it together for a while,
Can he give me Grace
and mercy.
Jones?
Hey, you never know. Keep praying and put yourself in those circles. You never know. But yeah, like I mean, if you don't change your ways and you continue to, you know, live a certain way, it's gonna catch up to you. Like it's inevitable. It's freaking inevitable, from movies, from real life. And I don't know, this is another little sidebar, but like I've noticed it just seems like the industry is very quiet right now.
It's like people are stepping on eggshells. It's like,
Yeah, like it's I don't know. It seems a lot of stuff is very boring or quiet. I don't know. It just seems
chill.
different.
You want more casting couch situation? What you talking about?
No, it just seems like a lot of the people have maybe did a Russell Simmons, have backed away, or left the country, or just staying low key, just kind of waiting to see what comes out. Because Diddy was friends with everybody. And there's even, like, people are saying right now that I guess they're trying to get a pardon because it's a federal case. Like they're trying to get Diddy pardoned from Trump. And there's, Trump and Diddy have ties from being in New York and being in that life, you know? So I don't know. I just think a lot of people are connected to this, and that's why everything is kind of like mouse quiet.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, what
Or maybe I'm just
you want to bring
older,
attention to yourself while the trial's
or
going on.
yeah, like everybody's just sitting back, like,
But
who?
Jamie Foxx is, I mean, if you go to everybody's IG, it's still active. Like Jamie Foxx just came from the EDC festival. You know, Will Smith is still, freestyling all over the place. I mean, you just they're all just doing their thing, you know.
Yeah. But and like, every day there's like a news, like Don Richards was at the trial and Kid Cudi was at the trial, and it's like, who's next? It just seems like we're all in a waiting period, and it sucks because, like you said, all of these guys, I mean, Diddy, Jay-Z, those are like black culture, black hip hop's top, I guess idols. And
Yeah.
well, we didn't even really touch on idolatry and why like how these men are allowed to get away with so much. Like R. Kelly even, because they have super fans.
Oh,
And
for so long.
yeah, like it's like there's a something there where your fame blinds people to the truth, or they believe you to a
Yeah,
fault.
that's what happened to me. I remember I was seeing this girl a long time ago when it first started with when he was dating Aaliyah, and it just kind of that rumor started floating, and then after the rumor and after the divorce or whatever, and she believed everything about the marriage, and I was just like, I don't know, that's kind of weird. I don't think so. And then like decades later, and albums later, and singles later, and a documentary came out and everything, and it's like, damn, like we were all were wrong.
Hmm.
Dude, like he gave Maxwell like one of the best slow songs ever. It's like, how can you how can you dismiss all that music? Like I just can't. That first album is still my shit. You know what I'm saying? Fortunate, still my shit. Like I'm still bumping that stuff, dude. And it's just
Wait, R.
hard.
Kelly wrote that?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I still bump that. I didn't know that. See,
Dude.
sometimes ignorance is bliss. Nah. But I'm not, yeah, no, I would. But that's why we do kind of sometimes have to separate the artist from,
Yeah, that's what I was
their
trying to that's
personal
what I was
life.
getting at. Yeah, because it's like, what if your favorite artist, what if you hate Trump and your favorite artist loves Trump? Do you stop listening and supporting that artist?
It makes it very hard to continue to support them.
I mean, as long as they don't do any Trump songs, like, I mean,
Well, look at what happened to Snoop.
I was about to say, well, look what happened to Snoop and Chrisette Michelle.
Right, because they wanted to get paid and they thought they were doing their patriotic
Well,
duty
look,
or
but
whatever.
it doesn't stop them though. Chrisette lost a lot of weight. She's getting healthy. Snoop just put out a dope ass album.
Oh,
You know
really?
what I mean? I mean, so it's like people are still making music. They're still icons
Yeah. I mean, people make bad decisions for whatever reason
or
they
good
make them.
decisions. They make
Yeah.
good
If you
decisions.
like, yeah, if you like, I mean, if you support Trump and them, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess you're happy with it or you're fine with it.
yeah. Yeah,
But I
should
just,
be okay. It should be okay, right?
yeah, if you, that's
Yeah,
who you like. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. If you want to
but
DJ for Trump,
yeah.
party
But I mean,
DJ.
I'm not
Don't
mad.
judge me on who I voted for, right?
Yeah, I'm not mad at Snoop for doing that. Like a lot of people are like a lot of people do need to just get a life, you know? Like
Yeah,
you guys
he's
are way
engaging
people are way too invested in these celebrities, like
facts
they're humans just like we're humans and they don't make the
with more
best
money.
decisions, but like you can't always just do things for money. That's kind of
And you
like the
can't always do things
conversation.
for your fans who think you should go a certain way when they want to go their own way.
True, but you have to stand on your values and your morals.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's for me, like if I were Snoop, I don't know. I don't think I could perform. Well, he didn't perform for Trump per se. He was at one of the balls where he
Yeah, he
was,
DJ'd.
yeah, where he was involved and has a relationship with the crypto world. And
Hmm.
Snoop wants to be a part of that crypto world. So that's why he did it. It wasn't necessarily for Trump.
Right.
But I also think, if he did it but he doesn't need money. He didn't do it for money.
Well, you want to maybe he wants a generational wealth so he could pass it on. I mean, he's a grandpa now, so it's like,
But yeah,
you gotta keep making money.
but for like I was saying, for me, I couldn't perform or do anything associated with Trump per se because I just don't think he's a good person and he's ruined so many lives. So
Okay.
I wouldn't want to do that for
Right.
millions,
And that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those are your morals. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I think with Snoop, the other thing that he messed him up was he had a video talking mess about Trump. But I mean, people change.
A long
People,
time ago, though.
yeah, people
Yeah.
change.
Well, not a
People,
long time ago, but a while ago.
we're not supposed to be hateful, but I don't know. I couldn't be a part of that. Like, what if, Trump, or not even Trump, just somebody who murders a bunch of people. you would go and celebrate that or support him. I just think people do have to stand up for some stuff. Like you have to.
But thank God that he didn't do that, and people, just support Trump. They support things that he does, and will do. So,
Yeah, but I couldn't support him because he's corrupt and he's a felon and he's just
I mean,
trash.
who's not corrupt? And
Well, leadership shouldn't. We've never had a president like this.
yeah,
So,
it's making history.
yeah, he's infamous. He's going down in infamy.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. Anyways, I feel you pressing. I felt you trying to press my little buttons.
I was not.
Yes, you were. Totally
No,
were.
I would never do that.
hmm Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know. But
Yeah,
we're getting off on a tangent. We should probably wrap this one up 'cause I think it's like an
we should be
hour.
called the Tangent Podcast because we be just
Okay. Just be going everywhere.
tangenting all over.
So did we cover
That was it.
everything? Okay.
Yeah, I think that was
All right. Yeah, well, it's to be continued. We'll see what happens
it.
with
Yeah, definitely to
Diddy.
be continued.
We'll see if Diddy's guilty. We'll see if Chris Brown ends up getting caught up eventually.
I see what you did there? That's Usher.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, cool. Well, if you made it
Hopefully,
this,
Tory Lanez gets out.
oh, I mean, hey, we'll see. I don't know. He should. I don't know. There's a lot with all this. I try not to judge people. I try to learn from what they're going through because just to make sure I don't find myself in any of these situations
Why would you
ever.
judge them though?
Well, because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, how could they do that? Oh, I would never do that. I would never be in that situation," or just talking hella crazy, or just saying, just talking bad about somebody.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
like you shouldn't talk bad about people who are being judged or going through a really tough time because you might end up in a situation like that. You just never know.
Facts.
So that's why I'm saying I personally try to learn from these situations so I don't find myself in those situations. But I
That's
know,
why I try to be centered because you never know. The truth comes out. Like with Cassie, everybody thought Cassie was an innocent bird, but she's not an innocent bird.
because you
Everybody,
don't sound innocent at all.
everybody thought Tori did it, and then now there's all this. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to stop. What you say earlier, we need to just like kind of mind our business and stop putting pestilizing celebrities, man, because
Yeah.
they're human as well. They make mistakes. They do their thing. They just have more access and money than we do, and they're in the limelight. And I would suggest like stop following them on IG and stuff, and just
But
focus
it's
on
our
you.
culture now. I feel like social media is our culture now.
Yeah, but then it doesn't. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like it's not
But it
even
doesn't have
real
to be
life anymore.
celebrity though. Like follows food shit or kittens or people who travel or
But
you know what I'm
that's
saying? Like
yeah, but that's
architecture.
people are so infatuated with what celebrities do. I don't
Yeah, because they
understand.
don't have a life of their own and they're living vicariously and they're nosy and they love the rumors, they love the gossip, they love Jason Lee shit, they love, what I'm saying, the Breakfast Club shit, what I'm saying, the rumor talks and all that. So, because I don't know. I want to say that because they have no lives, but that's not really true because a lot of people they work, they have kids. When they're driving in traffic, they're listening to the rumor stuff, or when they're on break, they're looking at their phones on YouTube channels. So it's not. I can't really throw that out there to say that they don't have lives and stuff. That's not really
Right. It's like I mean,
an
being on social
excuse.
media is kind of like a reality now.
Yeah, just like AI will be in like 2 years.
Yeah. But that's why, I mean, we do need to really push community and human interaction because I don't,
You can't do that
people are
with
satisfied. Wait, real quick, people are satisfied with the social media life.
you can't really do that unless everybody is financially, mentally stable and health wise too. Because it's like otherwise you won't be able to cultivate that kind of lifestyle because you'll be too busy, you know, thinking about
Yeah.
well, how am I gonna pay my bills or I'm getting fatter, but I still want to eat the chocolate cake
But
or
social media is free. So
yeah,
that's,
so it's like an escape.
yeah,
It's like a
that's
smoke screen from real life.
right. But it's like replacing,
Yeah.
well, it's almost replacing real
And
life.
don't post something and get 1 million views. Your head's gonna be huge, and
You're
you're just
gonna
gonna
keep
try
trying
to
to
get. You're gonna try to like
chase it.
follow, chase that hit, that dopamine hit. I need it. I need it. Every comment, you keep seeing that your comments, your posts get higher and higher, and as far as views and likes, it's that dang like button, man. It's
Yeah.
like
But I mean, if it's your day job, like shoot, I would love to be able to do this for my day job and just get paid from YouTube. You know what I mean?
but you'd have to post. You would post every day,
Mm.
possibly 3 times a day,
If I had to, I
like
guess.
Mr. Beast style. Like
As long as it, yeah, as long as it's, within reason, like not, I would definitely only want to work like 4 hours a day.
all those people who are like at 100K right now, posted every day. Everybody who I saw from 10 to 1,000 to 500 to 1,000 to like now 20 or 50 or 100, they every day post post
Yeah, it's
post.
a full-time job. Like that would be your full-time job. So
Could you do that?
if it's my only job, yeah, I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you had a team of content creators or whatever, like it would be cool. Like if we could just talk about everything all day long, well, like 4 to 8 hours a day, like not more than my day job currently, like that would be cool. And get paid millions because they're like the people that are high, have high subscribers, they're getting paid, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, if you get I thought it was 100K you could get sponsors, but I've seen people with like 20, 50 just, you know, T channeling. You know what I'm saying? Like doing little commercials here and there and stuff. Getting
Oh,
little
okay.
sponsors like for one show and stuff. So I mean, it's all about the money, right?
Yeah. I mean, if in this case, it would be all right. Shoot. Heck yeah, it's about the money. I would love to just not have to commute. You don't have to commute. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, but you would have to have human interaction. Like, I just hope we don't get too far away from that because it's so essential to longevity
I mean, I just heard ChatGPT got a 30% what do you call it?
increase.
Yeah, in like downloads. So I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I was just
Yeah.
talking to my ChatGPT today because I always talk to it, and it's like,
It's smart as fuck.
dude, it's hella smart, bro. Like I was talking about torture in prison, like how come we can't do that in America and blah, blah, and all this, and like I was talking about methods and shit, and she was hitting me with like what would happen to the body. Like I would have to go down a rabbit hole to find that stuff. I'm just like, yo,
It's
Chat,
right there. It makes it
yeah,
so
and
easy.
she'd do it all for me, and then give me the sources. And I
Yeah.
go to the sources, and I'd be looking at it. I was like, dang.
Because
Even like diagrams and pictures, she just drew her own picture. She said, "Do you want me to show you a diagram?" I said, "Sure, why not?" And it's like they're just like, it's crazy.
yeah, but sometimes it's a little off because I had asked. Well, I was trying to figure out the placement of my cameras around my house to put up video cameras, and they gave me options like the kind of cameras I was going to get and where I should place them on my roof, and they drew the diagram
Yeah,
or and it was like a little off though. But the thing with ChatGPT, it's mostly accurate, especially if it's like historical facts. But they say like right now, like it's good to still follow up on the sources that it gives you just to make sure. But it's pretty accurate, definitely for historical things.
yeah,
And and I mean, there's a lot of things that I know that like it's a good place to start to give you ideas, put it like that. But it's
yeah.
just gonna keep getting better. It's just gonna keep getting better.
The last historical fact I went with them was South Africa and the apartheid, and that was interesting.
Yeah, that's
The
wild.
Afrikaners and the Boers and the Khoikhoi. I mean, it's a whole that's a whole nother fucking story, man.
I
South Africa
know.
went through some shit,
Yeah, yeah. It's a I don't know. It's life is so interesting. There's so much out here and to just have it all at your fingertips to know about it.
dude. I don't know how you not cheat on your test as in high school. Like you should be like the smartest kid in class with the check. You just all right here, bro. Like answers are right here, bro. Like it's insane. Like
Yeah,
you should never get an F. Your report card should be like A's. And I'm not
man.
talking about cheating. I'm just talking about studying, like asking,
How to figure it out, how to
yeah,
do
and then
it.
go take the
Yeah.
test.
Because it even does math problems, I heard, you know?
That's
Like,
insane, bro.
but I did see the other day that like if you print out like ChatGPT has some kind of watermark in it. Like if you wanted to write an essay, like there's things that people can like it's like built into the code, like if you copy and paste it. So there's like sites where you can remove that watermark, because like the people I know, I was like, because a lot of people in school get the essays and then the teachers run it through some kind of like essay checker to see if it's a plagiarism checker and they can do it really quickly because there's like built-in code. So people got to be aware of like these things. It's like, yeah, it's easy and all that, but there's a lot of built-in stuff to know if it's fraudulent or if it's your own work or not. A lot of plagiarism tools embedded. So just be aware, folks.
I just want to say, just there. I forgot what school it was, but it's like they're using AI to teach elementary for like I think for 2 hours or something, and the kids are like thriving. Like they're getting it faster, learning faster, and it's also like playing games and stuff. It's like you
Yes.
can't avoid it. It's
Yeah. No,
because
it's
it's helping.
Yeah, no, it's helpful. But then I heard that the downside to it is we may stop learning how to come up with our own ideas. Like whatever
Because we did everything already though. It's like chords. It's like every chord has been played, every note's been touched. Stevie Wonder, Lenny Kravitz have played every sequence of melody. And the Beatles have done every sequence of music. So it's like there's nothing else. That's how AI can do music so easy now because they just go into their bag, and just make music. Like they're making music and writing lyrics too. It's insane. So that's
Yeah,
how everything's been done. Every note's been done. So it's like good luck with that.
yeah. Well, yeah. It's a great tool. I'm not knocking it. I love it.
It helps me with my writing. I'll get stumped and they'll tell me, "Oh, you should do this." They give me like different fucking ideas, different like five different ideas of
Yeah.
where this character should go.
Because a lot of it, does come from your prompt, like how you engineer your prompt or whatever you write in there. So it is still your thoughts, like being put together to come out with something. Like unless you just give it something super basic and tell it to do it everything for you. But if you actually use your thoughts to for it to like write something out, it could improve it. But because like I had gave it my thoughts on something and it wrote out a caption for me, and I was just like, that's not very good, you know? So it's still there's certain things unless you like because you have to like add in the right words to get it exactly how you want it.
Yeah, it's definitely hit or miss, but on the creative side, but on the
Yeah.
historical side, it's
Oh
hit.
yeah, it's awful. Yeah.
It's hit.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Well,
All right, all right,
I
all
know, I know. It's like it's about to be 2 hours.
right.
2 hours of this bitch. So, well, if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Till next time.